Yeah, so some of the things over the last 20 years that I've seen is there's been an increase in the number of gyms, number of gyms that have some lineage back to Thailand or Thai trainers that are turning out some high caliber fighters. Particularly in the younger age groups, we're starting to see a lot of kids coming up into their teens, late teens that are competitors at the international level. So it's been a more promising future to see those younger age groups develop, and I think part of that has been through the IFMA encouragement of youth tournaments and giving those younger kids an opportunity to compete with each other on that global stage. And now with Olympic recognition, that even furthers the opportunity to participate and eventually maybe represent your country within the Olympic Games. So what I think a lot of fighters are doing, when they think about their trajectory for their career, is they're getting a lot more experience through things like, Patrick Rivera had run the Youth Development League, which is the competitive sparring, and getting some feedback on your style and sort of your how good your Muay Thai is, and I think that's really helped develop people in their initial phases of when they're developing, is like to get a lot of that sparring, to get a lot of experience, rather than always leaping into full contact fighting and maybe not really being able to refine your Muay Thai, or going into situations where it's a little bit more kickboxing dominant in regions of the country, and that you adopt that sort of style out of necessity to win your fights. So that trajectory now is, get a lot of that sparring experience, really try to hone your skill set in Muay Thai, know what the game is, and then work your way up through, getting as many amateur fights as you can before kind of making that leap in the United States to professional level, which often leaves a lot of people kind of like without opponents. There's not much of an ascension beyond like a top level amateur. We see, not many pros developing still in the United States. It's still pretty stagnant. The UK development, they've had definitely, they have a high concentration of gyms, very good gyms. Their model, where they are all running pretty much youth programs, what you see there is they develop them up, through a system without head contact until they're, the teenagers. They start to add head contact in after they've, some of those kids have had 100 plus, bouts at the junior level before they go into, their sort of class system, C, B, and A class. And what you see there is a very clear ascension model, where they're turning out some very, very high caliber A-class fighters, after 10 years of development, starting at the youth level. And you see, across the world stage, you see a particular set of gyms over there that are turning out fighters that are fighting on one championship. They're fighting for WBC belts, they're fighting in Thailand consistently, and they have a lot more name recognition, a lot more A-class caliber fighters. They have, just a higher level overall compared to the United States. Thank you, and if you ever want to get in touch with me, you can hit me up on Facebook, or my email, which is phaisan@gmail.com.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share.